Uh, let's do this. Week 5, Dual Esports BSG, competitive series, All One Lane versus Ænima United. And I am Crazy Chris, and I am joined on the caster's desk with.
Hello, I am Fred Frederson. I will be casting with Crazy Chris for this game, Ænima United versus AllOneLane. Game 2. Game 1 has already gone to AllOneLane.
Yeah, a little bit of a false start there on the first game, but everyone is eager to get right into the second game, and I think we are pretty good to go. I think.
And we are jumping right into here. Ænima United will be waiting out their first ban here. They do lose one for their unlisted substitute in the mid lane.
So they're gonna skip one ban, and we'd like to see a nice standard comp. If you get a free win from before, you just want to get a safe comp so you can get a nice second free win. In the competitive series, it's really good to just use the entire series to your advantage.
It's not the end of the world for AllOneLane if they do lose the first game, so playing it safe. The pressure is not on them for this game right now. They have a lot more freedom to get a comp they're comfortable with and see where it goes.
I'm pretty excited. If you guys are unaware of the standings, both of these teams are near the bottom of the ladder for the league, but they still have some stuff to prove, and they're still trying to battle out to see who's actually in the solidified last spot and who's second to last. So a little bit of a nudge, like even in one of those games. I've been in those games where you're behind a lot, and you just kind of have to shut down that one person, and he's almost got a perfect game, but right at the end, you shut him down. It helps. Master Yi ban, Syndra ban, Draven ban, and a Lee Sin and Twitch ban.
I do like the Draven and Twitch, very strong ADs at the moment. Draven especially with the Death Stance. They're two that can just snowball off the bot lane super hard.
First pick Shen. Be interesting to see where that goes. I've seen both in this league, top lane Shen, support Shen as well. So probably going to be leaning towards the top lane for that just global pressure. But either way, the Shen Stand United ult is super good. Oh.
Looks like AllOneLane's gonna take a Galio to answer that Shen. Galio doesn't have the same global pressure, but his semi-global ultimate's still much more impactful than just a shield.
And you can just see that Evelyn is locked in. I like that. That's something different. I don't know if that's been done in the league before or recent, but Evelyn, super spicy pick. I like that.
I know I have not seen an Evelyn yet in this league. It's definitely gonna be an interesting pick as you can bypass most wards. I wonder how Ænima United will respond to that. The best way to ward against Evelyn is to put the wards directly on her camp, because when she's fighting them, she will not remain invisible.
Yeah. Olaf being picked up is pretty good, and Karma. So you can tell right there that that's their top lane, that's their jungle, and that's their support. So jungle Olaf versus Evelyn. If Evelyn is caught out in the open early, it could be a really good opportunity for Olaf to capitalize on a squishy Evelyn. So they have to really be prepared for invades and be coordinated with their team. Uh,
From what I know, Evelyn does not have the healthiest clear, so Olaf should be able to find some opportunities if Ænima United does go for some invades and get some cheeky wards down.
a quick Jin ban and an MF ban. A lot of sub ADC bans are being banned.
And the Lucian, I think that's half the ADC roster gone already.
That's the one. I mean, you just need to ban Kate and Zaya, and there are nothing left to play for this meta. as an AD carry main
Right.
myself, oh, there you go. There goes Caitlyn. Um,
Kid of Fire has the chance to pick up the Xayah and really just leave Anima United with nothing.
with no ADC choices, would like to see what happens. In the competitive series, there is a lot of like targeted draft bans, so it's really interesting that both teams opted into banning ADCs, targeting the bot lane early.
And an Ezreal pickup for Kid of Fire. I forgot he is still in this. He's might not be in the strongest place, but Ezreal is always a solid pickup.
I'll ju- I'll admit that Ezreal's super safe, able to poke and farm, but kind of lacking on the early damage. He does take some time to scale, as opposed to wait a second. It looks like there is a Taric lock-in, so that's probably got yourself a Karma mid lane and a Taric Ashe bot lane versus Ezreal Thresh. Let's see with all-in picks for their last champion here.
I really like Anima United's team comp here. If they can get a good 5v5, they have an insane amount of power. The Ashe, Karma, Olaf to engage. Tarek gets a good ultimate off, and they won't even take damage when they're running in there.
Looks like there is a spicy ribbon pick. Um, it's really interesting that they go into that and they swing that Galio to the mid lane to versus Karma. Both Karma and Galio are trying to do similar things in the mid lane to just wave clear and poke and maybe try and get some defensive, aggressive roams on the side lanes. It'll be really interesting to see what Mag is gonna do on that Riven top though versus Shen.
I think ideally for AllOneLane this game, Depressing Yak, if he manages to get strong on the Evelynn, they can still pull out a lot of magic damage for their composition right now. Unlike a Sloth should still pull out a lot, but he's pretty much their only frontliner. He's going to have to go a lot of defense.
Well, I think it's going to come down to a little bit of execution, but if I had to pick the team comp strength, I'm going to give it to Ænima United, actually.
Oh, definitely. Such a powerful engage. Ryan Nuker can always just be off split pushing whenever he wants to with having a double teleport to get into a fight. With a Taric ultimate as well and the Karma shielding, he's not going to be needed right away, so he will have time to channel both of his teleports.
Um, it looks like if there is a little bit of top lane synergy from Destiniac and Magshell and Riven on the top lane, they can maybe look to get Riven, pardon me, ahead over Ryunuker's Shen, and maybe she'll be able to at least be somewhat of a threat to get to Ashe, but there's still such a great front line in Barbie with Shen, pardon me, with Tarek and Olaf just doing a lot of disruption and able to be CC'd running onto that back line. Um, be interesting to see how it goes down.
It's going to be interesting to see who winds up getting supported here. In the early game, I'm expecting Ares Fearless to get the most support out of the three supportive champions on their team, but later on it's going to have to be Same who gets supported. He's going to have to survive against everyone who wants to jump on him because I don't see Ares Fearless being able to even work Kid of Fire. Ezreal's got a pretty easy time getting away from an Olaf.
He does in the sense that he just is a little bit slippery, but with a proper timed ultimate, you can just really run an Ezreal down. Not really great at he does need a little bit of teamwork, but I'm really interested to see what Karma mid lane is gonna do. Um, how she's gonna build, because as you know, Galio does do really well scaling with magic resist and health. So it's gonna be really interesting to see if Karma can actually get to do anything with that oppressive magic resist passive that Galio has in the mid lane.
I think if anyone wins the mid lane matchup, it's going to be the Galio here, hung like a sloth. It's going to be able to pressure the lanes in. Hopefully Frostbite gets enough AP that he can pressure the lane right back. They just both keep it frozen in there, and probably going to see some roams come out from both of them. It's not too hard with Frostbite taking Ghost on Karma with the E shield speed buff to move around, and hung like a sloth on Galio with the semi-global ultimate. Galio himself having a decent enough amount of mobility to actually get around into those lanes. Bot lane is definitely going to be where the action takes place here once we reach the end of the early game.
Indeed. Looks like we're getting ready to load into game really quickly. If anyone had to take a guess who would win this here in chat, let us know. Um, Hopefully this Evelyn does get some sort of advantage for her team, because it's gonna be a lengthy game if it does stall out, where vision is super important and Evelyn can just get warded out and seen on the map. Okay, let's see what we can get for masteries on these champions. Let's see how well played and well versed they are on these champs. I know.
Yeah, here we have my favorite black screen right before
Yeah,
the load-in happens.
it does happen to me
But
every
not
now
as
and then.
long. I am still on this black screen. Here we go. Ooh, that is the new Dawnbringer Riven. I don't think I've gotten a chance to see that in game. I may have seen it once. I don't know,
Um,
since this event has come out, Riven has been quite a popular band in solo queue.
um, the skin, I must say, is pretty dang good. I'm not a Riven player or Yasuo player. I'm neutral to both parties. I suck at them both. I wish I was good at them both, but I suck. But yeah, that skin is pretty good. I won't lie. I'm not really sure how the Thunderlords is gonna play out, but it's gonna be aggressive in trades early. Um, yeah, just quick load in. I just wonder whose ultimate or whose global presence is gonna be more beneficial. Is it gonna be Galio or Shen? That's really gonna change the map pressure and how way that teams are gonna rotate with this one, friend. Um,
Definitely. Putting Galio in the mid lane gives him so much more free roam. He's just like a Pantheon. He only has to make it, I think, to the first river brush before he can actually hit the lane with his ultimate.
mm,
However, Shen is just a press R button. You hover over your teammates on this, wherever you keep your teammates' health bars and portraits, and you just press R and you're good to go. Hopefully, to pressing the act keeps some pressure on the top lane, keeping pressure on the Shen so he can't teleport and he gets behind is huge. Plus, Magshell should be able to drop a lot of damage on the Rhinuker with the Riven pick.
should be good, guys. Looks like they're going to do a little bit of early invade. Get that Evelyn some early vision, perhaps, to maybe see if there's some spicy stuff afloat. Everyone's kind of huddled up on the pixel brush here. Fearless and his boys are close by.
Does Green Boys have it? He starts with his hook. They might be able to get something. They're going to go a bit of a long way here. Do they see
Oh, they are
what is
not
in here?
far.
They will get vision, but a little too late.
Green Boys is gonna go in. A little bit of flashiness.
No, he gets to just show them he's not afraid. He's Mastery 7 and he will fuck them up later.
They're willing to walk in, but they didn't really get any vision. No one dropped a ward, and just a little bit of dance, song and dance for both teams. Looks like there's gonna be some standard leashes on both blue and red buff. Kid of Fire. Starting the Dorn Shield on Ezreal.
Yeah, I think he's ready to take some volleys. I'm questioning Ares Fearless here, not starting with the chickens. That's been fairly popular recently. As an Olaf with the axes, you can do that fairly safely and still get around to invade the opposing junglers.
Some quick trades by
Like
Riven
some nice
early.
trading. Ooh, but a good counter trip by Rhinuker. You got the extra couple blade procs off with the bonus attack speed.
Below half health already. Um,
Ryan Nuker actually playing these trades really well, waiting for Magshell to even go in before he pulls a blade through. And that's the Shen power. When you have raw stats early on with your runes, you can one auto attack will do so much damage. It looks like Frostbite's taking some really bad trades mid lane.
Yeah.
Trading with a Galio is like punching a wall. You're not making progress on him, and you're just hurting yourself doing it.
As Evelyn sneakily makes it way into the bottom lane, there is a flash play. There is going to be a counter stun by Tarek. Ignite's thrown down. Autos for both shreds. Heal under tower. One more auto attack. Ashe is going to make it out alive, and Barbie's just going to block anything that comes her way. A little bit of early cheese, but not anything going to come from it. But really good attempt by AllOneLane.
Not being able to pick up MSAM there is really unfortunate for them. They're gonna wind up winning the bot lane a bit off of that with a pressure, EXP, and the farm lead here. But AllOneLane use more summoner spells, and that the only thing they have up in the bot lane is Kid of Fire's heal. Barbie Naughty still has the flash, but they also used Depressing the Axe Ignite on that kill. Real shame they couldn't get that last hit in to finish off MSAM.
Really hoping that there is a return gank with Evelyn in the bot lane. With her summoners down, she can just be so annoying. A little bit of, I don't know if maybe there's a DC there.
Seems to be the case. First Blood's gonna go into hung like a sloth.
It's alright.
I almost, with how many tower shots hung like a sloth took, I was almost expecting a bait there.
Yeah, it looked like a bait, but and then you just kind of die there. But that's unfortunate. Looks
Still
like
no pause out.
no
though.
pause.
Looks like it was just a really bad ping spike, or had to look away from the.
Maybe it was just a typing
Or
and
Frostbite
chat
might have
kind
had
of
to look
thing.
away from the Mon in there.
It's a taunt by Ryu Nuker. He's unaware that the Signiac is there with Evelyn. Not gonna get much. Red buff is gonna proc, but wait, hung like a sloth versus Fearless mid lane. Galio taking one
Fearless
too many axes goes down.
Is gonna get it.
So it's
Just not enough on the cooldown. Hung like a sloth, I think, could have outplayed that if he managed to get his flash off for that axe. I think he almost had his cooldown back up to get the Q proc.
Yeah, kind of a little bit of a sloppy play by the jungler there, but
He still gets the kill. It's all calculated. It's like Depressing Yak starting to make a move towards the bot lane here. The Flay's already missed from Green Boys. There's no way to ward against Evelyn right now.
They're doing it anyway just because they want to feel safe, and they're just gonna
Here
walk
comes
right
Green
into
Boys.
her hands. She has no flash, and it's just like I said, she is gonna go down right here.
With positioning like that, that should have been a dead giveaway. Barbie's Naughty's probably still gonna go down here under tower. No, Kid of Fire doesn't get the Q snipe off, and Barbie's Naughty manages to get away with the last minute flash. It's always something to watch out for. When you're against an Evelyn, and the enemy support's playing like way too aggressive there, it's most likely a bait into the Evelyn. Looks like they're gonna try to rotate in for Frostbite here in the mid lane.
Frostbite has double D rings. The death sentence is gonna land. There is a taunt under tower. Wings of
Flay
War.
does not connect.
There goes the tether. A little poke back. Nothing. Wait, a ghost activated by Frosty. A little bit of a misread. Gets Ignite down.
That's a flash out of there. He is going to get away alive, though. Some trading going on top lane between Rhinoker and Magshell yet again.
It could be.
Ooh, that is a lot of damage from Rhinoker onto Magshell. Not going to get the third hit. But I don't think he had enough to get the kill anyways. He should have the taunt up soon. He might be able to make something happen.
There it is, the taunt. One auto attack. Riven gonna use.
No. He might have. I think he might have been able to get that with a flash auto if he had grasp up at that time.
He's gonna take
Not 100% if he did.
Yeah, he has Bomby Cinder, so he has to play careful with this dive early. Fearless gonna all in on the mid lane. Galio is gonna take one too many. A flash used.
Oh, he does dodge the axe, though. He's gonna make it out.
It's really interesting, watching these leagues.
That was the 50-50 juke there. Just keep stepping to the side. He's got to throw it one direction.
It's serpentine, guys. It's basic League of Legends. Don't stay in one place. Good dodge there. Um, Evelyn is making her way to the top side. She's still not level 6 yet, so she doesn't have her ultimate, and it's really... She was spotted really
And
quickly right there, if you notice, so she's just gonna back off. Nothing to do there.
nothing much going to come out of it. Almost the entire bot side jungle is up for depressing yaks. We might still see a play down there soon. Emma seems gonna have flash up. Barbie's not. He still won't.
Looks like there is a bit of a CS lead for Galio pushing into this Karma. Like I said, was trying to say earlier, she has double D shield, so she doesn't have that much. The passive is unique on these rings now, so she's just getting health stats out of that. Alright.
Here comes the gank for top lane. Ryan Nuker's still gonna have his abilities to get away. Both flashes from the top laners, and Hung like a sloth's gonna try to go for the play bot lane. Gonna force MSA's flash out. And Depressing Yak's still not level 6 here. Fearless is level 7. And here comes the return gank from Hung like a sloth as Ryan Nuker tries to go in on Magshell. There's a lot of action this game. Exhaust comes out, heal comes out.
Death Sentence, it does land on Tarek, a little bit of volley back, but wait a second, Fearless top lane gonna come
and
pick
Magshell window
off.
shopping.
Frostbite now in the bot lane, gonna try and tether.
Like a sloth's gonna go back in and get stunned.
Free lantern.
He's gonna get the lantern out.
Good stuff. So, looks like
And Kid-Fire's got a clear idea of what he wants to do. He's got the 5 pots of D shield. Ooh, that is unfortunate. Can't see the Evelyn there. Wasn't walking through too much for vision, but
yeah,
still Evelyn can just be wherever.
It's a classic mistake. You're just trying to go and get some vision out there, and the teams are still standing by, saying, "Nope, no dragon vision for you. We're just gonna kill you."
Looks like Ryan Nuker's gonna be able to pick up Depressing Yak's red buff, because Depressing Yak still hasn't cleared out that bot side jungle. It's been up for a couple minutes now. That's still the second blue buff that's just been sitting there.
A lot of Evelyns do this. They just gank and gank and gank and gank and gank until they get so much like things going for their team, and then they kind of just wait until they can assassinate and blow up people. So they're trying to get this game to not be a 40-minute game. They're trying to use the early advantages of not having vision or maybe less coordinated teams to push your invisible jungler into any lane at any time.
Well, which team's going to make a move for this Ocean Drake? That is well known to be the best dragon in the game for anyone. Unlike a sloth, Depressing Yak and Kid-Fire will be able to make use of the mana regen later on, but still not going to be much for this game. I think both junglers might just leave that there until like 15-20 minutes.
It all depends. There is a huge CS lead for Shen in the top lane, 77 CS versus Riven's 44. Not really sure why Riven is building so defensively, but I guess it's helping. But Shen's just out there farming up a storm.
Magshell has taken the defensive components of Black Cleaver first. Looks like Ryan Nuker's going to engage. Yet again, it's right when Depressing Yak winds up being up here.
So much
Ryan Nuker might drop. The teleport comes out, but Magshell's taking a lot of damage. And Magshell goes down to Ryan Nuker. Ryan Nuker's going to drop here to Hung like a sloth. This Fearless does pick up the Depressing Yak, and he's going to try to run, but he's not going to make it.
What an exciting top lane. A little bit of a 2 for 2. But wait a second, the action continues as Karma is going to rotate, but maybe you picked the wrong opportunity, wrong person to mess with, because he's going to chunk you out really heavily. He's really scaling strong into this game. He's got the Catalyst and like the Rod, so he's going into Rod of Ages, so he does a tremendous amount of damage, and he has a lot of mana to continue to spam his abilities, whether they land or they don't.
I would expect that Rod of Ages to be the only AP item Hung like a sloth winds up picking up. Rest will probably go into some extra magic resist early, and then into some armor to handle Fearless and Emma same.
Looks like on the bot lane though, the Ashe is building towards a Blade of the Rune King. Look, there's another gank on bot lane. Barbie's naughty. He is gonna get hooked by the death sentence. There is gonna be
There's Rhinuker's ultimate and Barbie's
and
Naughty's
United.
ultimate. They're gonna be able to turn this around. The taunt lands, the arrow lands.
A little bit of a switch, and they're going on Green Boys really quickly. They easily pick him up because Fearless was right there, right where he needed to be. Olaf jungle on point.
Kid of Fire does manage to make it out with both of his summoners blown. It was still very close. It looks like they're going to go for the Ocean Drake here. It is a fairly free objective unless Depressing Yak can manage to get in there and smite. Rhinuker using his flash instead of his TP in the Dragon Pit. It was on top of a ward too. If they were watching that dragon, they're going to know that he does not have flash.
I think we all saw that, but it's okay. He said I don't really need a flash because they're going straight into a get the Rift Herald pickup, but
Ænima United has no vision on this, and they didn't see AllOneLane rotate over here to pick this up. It's gonna be free for them. That should easily manage to, with 4 people on this top side, that should be able to lead them into a first tower here.
Green Boys, the Siniac, and Magshell is all top lane. And they all...
Rhinuker makes the good judgment and just books it out of there. He's not gonna die on top of giving up the first tower here to Rift Herald.
They do open Rift Herald. They put the Rift Herald top, and it looks like they're just gonna siege top with it. Interesting tactic, but they're both. The score is 5-5 at 13 minutes, and they're just trying to get any kind of advantage, and they'll take a free first turret for their efforts. With
that doesn't even manage to really build them an advantage. The farm lead was so large that they're just now even.
Yeah, Kid of Fire doing some good trades on the bot lane, trying to poke out and scale into this game.
Rhinuker's trying to be sneaky here. If they go for the siege, it doesn't look like they're going to. They're just gonna be able to finish off the Rift Herald. Gonna go for the rotation mid lane. The wave's large enough that I don't think they'll be able to pick up before Ænima United manages to rotate back.
Just a little bit of 3-on-2 in the mid lane, just to push the waves in. Take a look at the CS. It really is close to CS on the 280 carries on the bot lane. Both are just trying to farm and scale into the late game of this game, but I think it's going to be one explosive team fight that really solidifies a good lead for either team.
Magshell manages to pick up his Black Cleaver. He will have a bit of an advantage now against Rhinuker, being able to negate some of that armor with the 20% cooldown reduction to really help out with his Riven mechanics of, pressing E.
Riven does run really well. I think every Riven montage I've ever seen is she's starting to run first, and then she blows somebody up. But we'll see. She does have a Black Cleaver versus the Sunfire Cape on Shen, so able to shoot him up a little bit.
Here comes the pressing yak for the same gank he's done before. Rhinuker's gonna run for it, but he has no tower here. Ooh. Summoners are dropped on him, and he will die here to Magshell.
Too much damage. There is a lot of burst now on Evelyn. She did finish her jungle item, the one with the
Runic Echoes. She does have a Dark Seal and the mobility boots to just get everywhere.
She's just using that mobility boost to just get into lanes on awkward angles where she knows you have no vision, and they're just gonna gank you. Maybe another gank opportunity mid, but Kid of Fire gonna use his ultimate here to just kind of clear out the wave.
Here's Fearless with a dive, but he's gonna not be able to pick up Kid of Fire because Green Boy is gonna flash out with a lantern. He's flashing for 2 with that, and here's Hung Like a Sloth coming in for the rest of the fight. And Barbie's Naughty gets the ulti off, and Fearless is CC'd under tower. The arrow does not manage to hit it. Hung Like a Sloth flashes out of it. That's gonna be the 5-man bot, and only 1 kill going down for it. Hung Like a Sloth trying to back by this tower.
I think that we may have gotten a little out of sync, you and I, on this timer, but looks like
am I ahead or behind here?
I think you might be ahead, but there is some more action in the bot lane. One sec, we'll resync. I have a strat, but a little bit more poke on the bot lane. Not sure what they're gonna get out of it. There's too many people for them to force this tower, and there's no objectives down here on the bot side. So just gonna take the
They're just
kills
gonna
they
go for
pick.
the rotation mid.
A little bit of wards being placed.
I do like how AllOneLane's been playing this game. They are definitely living up to their team name. All of them go to the same lane when they push it.
Yep, all of them
Great
grouped up.
stuff.
5 people versus.
Depressing Yak's gonna get dropped there. Everybody closes in on him and just finishes him off.
A little bit of a sad one for Evelyn. She's still really squishy, so like I said, if she does get picked off, she's just gonna get picked off.
Barbie's not. He's just gonna tank the bot tower so they can get that, return some of what they, or pretty much all what they lost in the team fight. I still believe it was only 1 kill, and then in the end, after the rotations and everything was done, they still picked up Depressing Yak.
Yeah.
Once both teams pick up some more damage, these team fights are going to be so much more explosive, and there's not going to be those people that get out with a couple hundred HP. I think that happened for both teams in that big fight there.
If we take a look at the gold for these individual players, it's not really looking like much of an advantage. Too much. I'm not sure what this Karma's really her main goal is anymore. She's just trying to do wave clear, and it's not really working out versus Galio.
For the nerfs, the biggest thing with Karma is you just get the farm, you get some AP, maybe some supportive items, you get a good enough shield and you're good to go, but it's not the same since the nerfs.
Yeah.
And I think the best Frostbite can hope to achieve is get some wave clear and maybe some damage onto the front lines with the Mantra Q slow.
1 sec, I'll be right back. Hold on.
Does connect onto Hun like a sloth. And it's going to be a 1-for-1 trade onto both mid laners here. Rynuker still has the teleport advantage on Magshell. He can rotate back top, hold this wave, and still make it in time for the dragon. Looks like the return engage is going to happen. Ares Fearless is going to try to run away, but he's going to take an extra tower shot and go down.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. There's going to be... as they approach the 20-minute mark, it's interesting to see what the builds have laid out to. Ezreal at Kid of Fire has got a Triforce, and he is scaling into this game pretty accurate with a lot of these pokes, but a little bit aggressive for my liking. But he does always have Green Boys to help back him up in these circumstances. Magshell on Riven has second item Guardian Angel, so...
Magshell's running around this map barefooted though. No boots to try to get around. Rynuker already has the tier 2s. He's going to be able to out-rotate if he does, when he does start rotating around to get these taunts. What I see, normally Riven players like to pick those Lucidity boots early.
A little bit of cooldown does help. It's a cheap boot buy, but under these circumstances, I'm not really sure she's well versed on the Riven. I'm not really sure. I like cooldown boots on Riven. The Lucidity boots work. Siniac on Evelyn, trying to just work around with Green Boys to work this vision out so they can get some more picks right before this dragon take. As Ænima United just huddle around their mid lane and just try and keep that tower up.
And Green Boys is going to manage to pick up the ward on the dragon before it goes down. He does get that extra 1 CS and a little bit of gold for it.
Well,
Looks like the Depressing Yak's gonna start this up. There's no vision on this right now, except for the Hawk shot that's gonna reveal. They're not gonna be able to rotate here and pick it up.
really
And
well.
Green Boys with the dragon kill. That's what you want as a support. You're the one who secures those objectives.
I mean, if the thing is, if there's a job to be done and no one's gonna do it, the support's there to pick up the slack for you. If it's the kills you need, sometimes the support will get that, or the jungle, epic monsters. You know, that's why you have a good support on your team.
Yeah, sometimes your jungler doesn't want to smite their first buff, so you just take it as a support.
Accidentally or intentionally. A lot of
Right,
trades
Nuker's
over here.
getting a lot of damage on Mag Shell. Shield cooldown's low enough that even though Mag Shell does get the armor shred, he's not able to do much with it.
The Ash Arrow goes out, but they're not going to catch anybody with that one. Intended for Kid of Fire, but just a little bit of a whiff there. So they just kind of disengage.
Unlike a sloth, he's working towards... Oh, you have to wait for that. There's a huge fight happening bot lane. Barbie's naughty gets the ultimate off, and
Oh, what a lantern by Green Boys.
Ænima United is going for it. Green Boys gets away with the tiniest bit of health. Depressing Yak, no, Green Boys is not going to wait. Depressing Yak's gonna try to run away from this. Here comes Hung like a sloth. But he's in there alone. He's gonna try to flash, but he's still gonna get rooted by Frostbite. I'm saying still dropping shots. Is gonna pick up Hung like a sloth. And Ryan Nuker's just gonna run at Kid of Fire, forcing his flash. Now teleporting to stop Mag Shell from doing anything to the top tower.
I mean, they're just running all over them in these team fights. I mean, it looks good for AllOneLane at some points, and then it comes to a point where they just make you have to address the team as a whole, and there's not really falling together with their team comp is just kind of falling apart in these parts of the game.
Ares Fearless picks up one mid tower, gets some a little bit of damage onto the second one.
Ooh.
That's what I like from Ryan Nuker. That's how Shen should be played. Ooh, Emma Same's gonna go down.
Fearless in the mid lane. Gonna take the GA off of the Riven. I'm not sure he's gonna dive it. If he's smart, he won't. But really good job to at least keep them in the game. Give them answers. Fearless is gonna get caught with the fillet. A death sentence is gonna land, and there's just gonna be Desinirak just kind of hate spiking her way in. There was an ignite dropped already, but he is gonna go down.
Oh.
Green Boys
Fearless might have been able to run from that.
Green Boys is really starting to heat up on this thresh. Fillets were missing before early game, but really he's pulling together and making good plays for his team.
Kid of Fire might be able to pick up the bot tower here. He is just going for the push while his team is mid lane. But I don't think he's going to have any wave clear to get this. No mana to fire the True Shot Barrage to clear the wave.
No health, no anything. So he needs to get out of there soon. Oh, the Ash Arrow from downtown is going to snipe him. She's running, but not going to get there in time, or not going to try to. No rotatos.
Just trying to save the tower. Blue Trinket's going to land. Emma saying he might be able to chase that down. No, just going to back off of it. Save the tower. Get a small victory there.
Yeah. Looks like Evelyn went into the Lichbane kind of thought for her Evelyn. She got her jungle item and goes into the Sheen and to Moby Boots, and it's a strategy that is working out for her, but she's so glass cannon. Like, if this game stalls out much longer than it is, you can't just like she just got deleted it right there, just as I was saying it. With the items you have against this team that's scaling so well, you just got to be really choosy about where you stand, and your positioning is really important on Evelyn.
Barbie's Naughty had a great reaction there for the dazzle stun. The second Depressing Yak showed himself there, just landed the E. And unlike a Sloth's gonna end up not having the ultimate for any fight that might happen here soon. Emma Same almost has the arrow up. And Ryan Nuker does have his ultimate up.
Yeah,
Next little bit of time, Ænima United has a huge teamfight presence that their opponents just don't have.
Ryunuka just gonna clear out some vision in the mid lane. Um, he's doing such an exceptional job playing Shen to Shen's strengths, you know, giving global pressure, taunting when needed, and then immediately getting back to top lane to soak up whatever wave Riven is just continuously pushing in. So he's just getting tankier and tankier. Already has his Totemic Hydra and Ninja Tabbies and Sunfire. He's actually scaling really strong, but the only option they have for AP damage really on AllOneLane is their Evelynn, and she is so glass cannon that you can't really rely on those kind of things. So Shen is going to be a big problem for them.
Ideally, they manage to get Magshell, have his GA up, get the engage going to so Like a Soth can follow it up, and then Depressing Yak can go for a flank there. But
Yeah, I mean,
honestly, for the front liners, Rhynuker and Fearless, they don't need any magic resist
oh,
because they
there
shouldn't
they
be
go
dealing
again.
with Depressing Yak that
Simiac.
often. Depressing Yak's actually going to get caught out a little bit here, but the
Oh,
Lantern's going to get the save.
Green Boys is really doing such an exceptional job. These lanterns are more than just clutch. They're life-saving and necessary for a bunch of these players and a bunch of these things, but it's not going to be enough if she gets caught out without any of her summoners this next time.
I don't think Depressing Yak summoners will save him then either.
I
Ignite
mean,
Smite.
I mean, Olaf is just running around this entire map. We're almost at the 28, 20, 30-minute mark of the game. Mid to
Small
late
gold
game.
lead here for Ænima United.
Nuker on Riven. I give Shen such good credit. He continues to 1v1 Riven, but down at the bot side where the river is gonna have to, Barbie's gonna use that ultimate to save mid lane Karma.
Emma's Same's gonna have to flash out.
Oof.
Here's Unlike a Sauce ultimate, and Kid of Fire will pick up Emma's Same, but here comes Fearless trying to run down. Kid of Fire will succeed. Now onto Depressing Yak.
Oh,
Depressing
Fearless with
Yak
double
goes
kill
down.
is gonna get a lantern, protect his players, but they're gonna continue to engage the school bus that takes the explosive plan over the wall, and that is gonna stop the fight right there. Ryu Nuker says, you know what, I'm gonna continue to fight at the top lane and dive you under tower. I'm so tanky. A little bit of flash, maybe not needed, but he just wanted to make sure she went down. The fighting continues.
Didn't want Magshell to get the stun, get the CC back up, and keep running away. It's a habit. Once you're playing against enough Rivens, you're just like, I will flash and you will die.
It just, it's a good thing to see in the league, because I've seen a lot of games recently where people were just letting people just edge out with just a little bit of life. And, if you got the flash, take the kill. That's the way I see it.
I even like me watching Rhynuker up here in the top lane. I've seen a lot of top laners not committing too hard for what they could have had. He's not afraid to just go in on Magshell. He's paid for it a couple times again for not respecting Depressing Yak's just Evelynn pick.
Yeah. But that's what I think we all knew, that they had a plan to try and get Riven ahead this game, and put him on a pick like Riven to maybe try and carry, and then Evelynn to continue the ganks. There were like 2, 3, 4, so many ganks top lane early on before there was any vision established for Ænima United, but they still couldn't get much off of it. Shen was able to just kind of stave off defeat in a lot of those gank attempts. Kid of Fire gonna do tons of damage to this mid lane tower. Green Boys is gonna land the death sentence, not gonna take the full flay in, but wait, Fearless, Desiniac uses his ultimate just a little bit more tanky, but not enough to live. Green Boys is out of position, double kill for Fearless. Oh man, the Ash Arrow does last.
Kid of Fire's on the run, but he's not gonna be able to kite it back with all those slows on him. I don't know if you saw what I saw in that team fight. Green Boys' death sentence went right through Frostbite. It looked like a hit, but it didn't count as a hit.
I think we can maybe go and clip that or check that later on, but honestly, I missed that. I thought it was on point. But long story short, it is going to be 3 members of AllOneLane going down, and there is a little bit of a ping sweep towards the Baron area. Let's see what they do with their lead now.
Baron Baron is going to be the next big objective. The Dragon comes up next is going to be Elder Dragon. It's not up for a few minutes, though.
Barbie doing an exceptional job on Tarek, just being a front line to land all of these dazzles to stun the entire teams and stop disengage. Really well done. Green Boy's trying really hard to get a good death sentence. They're trying to just scare them off of the Baron and do the Baron dance. They haven't broken this mid tower. It's 30 minutes in and this tower is still not gone down, and they just decide to take it. Bully it, take the tower, and again, the dazzle on the Deciniac Evelyn, but there is going to be Stand United onto Ash. He's going to land a death sentence on Shen. Ash Arrow is going to land onto Green Boys. Knock up from...
There's a lot of CC going down. Ryan Nuker gets his Shadow Dash canceled. AllOneLane is on the run, but Ryan Nuker gets a speed buff. He should have Shadow Dash up soon. He doesn't connect it, but he will still pick up Hun like a sloth.
Well, there is a big retreat on the AllOneLane. Deciniac is using Hate Spikes and trying to just skeet Daddle out of there, but no, Ryan Nuker is going to land that Shen taunt and take her down. And it is going to be the mid lane tower going down after this. Kidfire can land a little bit of those pokes, but poke is way not enough at this point of the game. Just need so much damage to get through what the Enemy United team is bringing to the table with this part. Kidfire going to try his hardest to just land and wave clear as best he can. They're going to back off after they get the tower and the inhibitor.
Looks like it's going to be more of the vision game around Baron. Now that they have the inhibitor down, this is a huge objective. They're going to clean up the jungle on their way out, too.
Tarek is going to get a little bit of the sweep game on. Fearless is going to be spotted. I'm not sure what this is.
He has a blast cone to use. If Death Sentence doesn't land, he's just going to casually get out of there. But he's going to aggro the Baron. Take a little bit of damage.
Some wards dropped so they know when it's going to get started. Deciniac on Evelyn trying to sneak around, take care of that little Seeker lens, and keep on keeping on.
I think Fearless needs to pick up a nice sweeping lens for his team. They don't need too much more for the wards out. They've been doing it decent. Both teams are doing a pretty good job on keeping wards out. But that's kind of the thing when both teams have a good amount of wards out, your sweepers to deny it. They only have Barbie's Naughty with a sweeper. They're not able to get full control around the Baron pit and get any baits or anything going.
Yeah, I think that if they had a little bit more pink vision from Shen, who has so much pressure on the top lane, can easily keep good vision on it. But what do you think the AllOneLane is? What do you think they're gonna do to maybe to take this game, Fred? What if anything should they focus on to try and help them?
I think they need to get Magshell in on a big team fight soon. He still hasn't picked up boots though. It's gonna take a while for him to get anything done in a team fight.
Yeah, I mean, opting for base mobility at 35 minutes into the game, he does have a QSS, a Death Dance, and, you know, the Black Cleaver, but, you know, continuously not really using any of her tools to her advantage.
Yeah. Magshell just can't keep up with what Ryan Nuker can do up in top lane, so just matching him constantly isn't working out.
I think there needed to be like a lane swap or someone to switch the, like, that's a team problem now. Shen is a team problem. A little bit of engage going on.
Redemption's gonna hit all four members here. They're still. I don't agree with shuffling in the mid lane here. They already have the inhibitor down. Looks like they're gonna rotate for bot lane. Seeing this.
Yeah, you just push in one lane, rotate to another lane, push it in, and continue the cycle. It's really important that they continue to drop vision, and maybe they can get a priority pick. Like on Ash right here, the death sentence is just a little bit short. Green Boy is trying so hard, but there's just so many people to weave through.
That inhibitor tower is gonna drop like paper mache.
The damage that they're bringing, it just, there's nothing that they can do to address it, and they either have to fight or lose because they're continuing to push.
Bot lane inhibitor being down is huge. Now Ænima United has free reign over this Baron. They can easily just do the Baron, then make a rotation top lane to get the last inhibitor down. They might just go for the Elder here though. But I'm seeing Rhinuker has two ways to still get into this. They're not going to be able to catch that ward in that brush. They have started the Elder Dragon.
A little bit of tunnel vision here on the objectives. I think that it would have been good if they went for Baron, but look, they baited in the fight. Here comes a Shen ultimate. Olaf is going to secure the Elder Drake. Barbie's going to use
Here's
her
a
ulti.
massive Taric ultimate here. Like a Sloth is going to go down. Depressing Yak goes down after stealing the Lantern. And sacrificing home like a sloth anyways. Like, that just feels bad. You sacrifice your teammate and then, like, they die. Ooh, Kid of Fire's in the wrong neighborhood.
That was just a misplay, and I think that right there just may spell defeat for AllOneLane. 3 members dead, Elder Drake taken, and they're pushing into your base right now. It does look dire.
And there comes the tower dive. Not really needed, but it looks very nice. Magshell's gonna get his GA popped. Green Boys is gonna go down. They can keep tanking this and finish off Magshell, and that's gonna be the ace.
Double kill for Ashe. Really well done.
2 members are up for AllOneLane, but it's not gonna be able to do anything with how fast this Nexus drops. And now it's gonna be a 1-1 for the series. Pressure's on AllOneLane. They just lost this game pretty decisively.
1-1 for the series, and I mean, it was just a good team comp and a good drafting phase. It just came down to execution, but congratulations to Ænima United for taking this game.
Damage on MS Same's Ashe, most damage in the game by a long shot.
Really well done job. I mean, Ashe positioning was just really able to weave in a lot of volleys and poke down people before anything happened, and they just protected their AD carry with Taric and Karma and Shen, and she was able to strong arm the entire game off of that. Ending score for Ashe was 9-3-7. But if you think about the MVP this game, for me, I would have to say Ares Fearless on Olaf, really just doing an exceptional job from the jungle's perspective. Counter jungling, guaranteeing every buff that was available, and was counter invading and counter ganking the Evelyn. But I mean, just really well done job.
Ares Fearless had a lot of questionable plays early with some of those stand there and right click duels in the mid lane, but after the early game pass and everyone was level 6, he just consistently out jungled Depressing Yak, and just really just solid gameplay from him. He had the split pushes when the team fights were going on and he wouldn't make it there. He just did so much that game. I'll definitely agree with your MVP vote. Arby's Naughty had some amazing Taric stuff though. I did put a pun in the Twitch chat if anyone likes those things.
Yeah, I just want to make
Give me a dry laugh.
I just want to make a quick note. This is still a new thing for me, streaming and casting these games. So the setup is a little bit different from what Army has and what other casters and streamers do. So it's a work in progress, and if you have anything that you want to say, let me improve upon, let me know. I will work on it. But we're going to get set up for the next game, and I think we're going to take a small little pause for in between. Let me just accept this here. Let everyone shuffle on in, and
we'll talk to you guys in a little bit once we have everything set up and we're good to go for the next champ select.
Okay. Alright, you're good. I think. Fred?
Hello.
Yeah. I may need to step away in this next game for just a brief moment, but probably unlikely.
If you do have to step away, can it wait until we get this game started?
Yeah, absolutely.
We won't have a real problem if we can still get it started, then I can just cover it while you have to go away.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
I'll be right back in less than a minute.
All right.
Alright, I am back.
I am back as well. Looks like everything seems G to G on our end. Just waiting for the players. And actually, one sec. So,
It looks like we are live once again. I will tell the players that we are ready.
sorry. Switching sides and Ænima United 1-1.
And this will be the third game of AllOneLane versus Ænima United. This is the one that determines who wins this series.
Yeah. Tell us more about this one there, Fred. While I just do a couple off-stream things, get the scoreboard and our next part of the scene set up. So 1-1.
AllOneLane, yeah, it's 1-1 right now. AllOneLane comes in with a win for the first game, off of not everyone being ready to go and play for the first game. They managed to put up their team.
One second.
But
You can.
the morale going for them. They got the first win.
Well,
All right, are we good to go now?
we are good to go. Ready. All right, Fred. Let's see what happens this game.
Draven out.
Still gonna go with the Draven ban. Probably gonna still see some AD bans, but shouldn't matter too much
Doubt
if
is the greatest
both teams can
enemy.
pull off so many AD bans, still have something to play.
I mean, the
We
champion
do
pool for
must.
ADs right now is pretty deep. I mean, you'll play anything that has any good synergy with a decent support or jungler, just so you can have a little bit of support somewhere escape. Like tons of great plays by Green Boy on the Thresh last game. Be interesting to see what he plays this game.
There goes the Gallia.
Yeah, I was actually kind of expecting to see the Galio ban. He was just a good front line, and they had nothing they could do to deal with him. They had nothing for him.
Right.
Alright, are you with me there, Fred?
I am with you. I was just letting the other people know, and whoever needs to know the information know who our MVP choice was for the last game.
It was for Fearless. I'm actually excited to see what he brings into the jungle this time. There's still no Olaf ban, but it is going to be a Gragas pickup for AllOneLane. It could go top or jungle. And Rio Nuker says, Shen? Yes, please, I'll take that again.
You think the Shen isn't a big deal? Let me show you why you're wrong.
I know, big boy. So yeah, obviously he did such a great job, they're just going to put him on it again. If you look at the league as a whole, Shen is just a really strong pick, being played in a decent amount of games this past week on a lot of different teams.
Shen does have a very strong laning phase if you're able to use a Spirit Blade well, with a ton of pressure coming out from having teleport still be the meta top lane and his ultimate.
I know. You good boy.
Looks like we're gonna see Ares Fearless on Graves this game.
I know. There's a Jhin pickup, which I actually think is pretty fun. So Kidafire more than likely going to be on Jhin ADC, and there is going to be a Bard pickup as well, so their bot lane's showing early.
Get a Fire actually is going to be mid lane this game. It looks like, unlike a Sloth and Magshaw, were two subs brought in by AllOneLane, and Kid of Fire was lane swapped into AD carry. Hero of Termina is actually their starting AD, with Kid of Fire being their mid lane.
I am aware of that. Pretty sure I've seen a couple of Hero of Termina's ADC games before, and Kid of Fire on mid lane. I know he has a lot to bring to the table. Their team is really flexible, and I like that in this league, that teams are flexible. They have enough subs and players to get a couple games in, and their team comp can go from just open up really with such a deep champion pool on all these players. Lulu pickup and Graves on the opposite side for Ænima United.
Looks like the Ashe is going to be banned out here. MSAIM did so well on that. They don't want to see it again, but it was not one of their top priorities.
Okay, we're hanging out.
Some mid lane bans coming out from Ænima United.
We're hanging out.
Looks like we will not get to see the skill button, which the only thing that really tests is to see how fast Rhinuka can press his ultimate.
Yeah, I mean, it's deceptive, and the length of the lane that Jhin can play with Bard. You know, just a couple snares here can really cause demise for a squishy champion like Lulu on the bot lane. So really have to be really coordinated with the Shen ultimate in later phases and when it's used and when it's not used. Big boy, it's okay.
Twitch is going to be picked up for Ember Sandland is a very strong ADC at the moment with Ares Fearless going to probably wind up being the front line with Ryan
It's
Nuker.
okay, big boy.
With
No.
Lulu going to be able to make Ares Fearless into an even bigger frontliner. Emma Singh should be able to just sit back and pick off whoever he wants at his leisure.
It's okay. It's okay.
Annie is
Go
probably
get
going to be
his
confirmed
toy.
for Kid of Fire in the mid lane.
It's okay.
Annie,
buddy.
I think Annie has been a fairly popular pick in this league for the mid laners. I've seen Annie banned in quite a few games I was casting, but I haven't really seen it play too much. The Pressing Yak is going to once again be playing the Evelyn.
Say hi. What's that smile? I know, big boy. She's just
Last pickup for Ænima United's going to wind up being their mid laner. Who do they want to take into an Annie?
It's okay, buddy. You're fine.
Looks like it's going to be Victor. Springfield's definitely going to have to take some nice summoner spell setup if he doesn't want to just instantly die to Kid of Fire just flash dropping bears on him.
I know.
I'm assuming he will not be running into this game with his heal. Though I do believe Springfield is a pretty strong Victor player.
Oh.
Looks like once again, I believe Ænima United has a very strong team comp with their front line and then the super power they have going from the back line here. Really hung like a sloth, the Press and Yak are going to really want to find those flanks if they can. Maybe Green Boys, he did show some really strong thresh hooks. Maybe he can show some strong Bard Qs or ultimates to really set up for Kid of Fire to just walk up, get maybe a protocol tip,
I'm just talking today.
Rizzoff and win the team fight.
Alright.
It's looking like Springfield has an exhaust. It is still bugged, so I cannot tell exactly what he's running, but it does seem to be exhaust. This time, Depressed Yak opts for the exhaust as well, and Kid of Fire taking exhaust. Hopefully this game doesn't run too long, because with these summoner spells, this game's already exhausting. I am sorry for that.
Go get another toy. I know, Fred. Just had to step away for a little bit. Gonna be popping in and out, but I'm gonna leave it casting into your semi-capable or super capable hand. Pardon me.
Semi-capable.
No, I just had something. You know, real life does pop up in these circumstances, and it's unfortunate. But I am here, and I'll jump in when I can accordingly. But
Okay,
I
I
really
will.
do think that having Ryunuker on Shen again is gonna be really interesting to see, especially with an aggressive jungler with Fearless on Graves. Should be really interesting how they play out this top lane as opposed to last time's top lane.
Definitely, I think he can still play the Shen aggressive into Gragas, just like he did last game on to the Riven. Although Gragas will be able to return a lot of damage, as only the Gragas W will get blocked by Rhynuker's W. The only auto attack thing Gragas even has to do. And Gragas' damage is high enough that he doesn't even have to do it.
I don't know.
The bot lanes here, AllOneLane's gonna be able to play so aggressive. They can hit if they can get those CCs down. It can really spell disaster for Barbie's Naughty and Emma Same here. Barbie's Naughty's not gonna be able to block too much damage, although maybe a clutch polymorph to save Emma Same from a fourth shot could turn it around. But I definitely see them being on the receiving end of this bot lane for at least a few minutes.
I mean, Kid of Fire on Annie can pop off, really snowball an entire game, and I think that's what they're trying to.
Definitely, if Annie can get that big team fight off, it could be huge for AllOneLane. only questionable thing I think they have is hung like a sloth on the Gragas here. They have
Thank you.
Evelyn's
That's all.
ultimate,
You good,
Bard's
big
ultimate,
boy?
Annie ultimate. If he messes up an explosive cask, it could be devastating for his team. Just like when you have too many immobile squishy
It's
champions
alright.
on a team and you pick a Jarvan,
You never
you
watched a
really
baby
have to hold
before?
that ultimate. Because if you make that misplay on it, it could really ruin a team fight.
Man, that big
A lot of pressure is going to be there for him, like a sloth, to not mess up his abilities.
boy. No, leave him. As we're getting into game, Fred, it should be a fun one.
I would definitely believe it with how Ænima United likes to play their team fights. Them taking a team fight composition is gonna be huge. I'm ready for some action. Actually, not what I expected for Keystones here. Kid of Fire running with DFT on Annie. Hero of Termina running Warlords. That's still pretty good on. That's still really good on Jhin. I expected more of a DFT to play aggro,
Come in later.
but Emma's same running Fervor of Battle. I would have expected the
watch
Warlords
TV.
Bloodlust for the Twitch.
Go watch TV, please.
Fervor of Battle, Twitch is able to
Please.
rack up a lot of damage using the, I believe it's
Thank
now
you. I
Rat-tat-tat-tat-tat.
know you go in there and go watch TV.
And just rack up the damage, stacking it up on every enemy champion that he can hit with that piercing auto attack. With the Warlord's Bloodlust, he's just gonna be able to. He would have been able to survive this lane. Laning phase is gonna be huge here for Ænima United's bot lane. Definitely curious to see how that pans out. Looks like we are good to get into this game. Everybody's loaded up.
I know, big boy.
Just need to wait for the game to actually start here. Standard no vision on anyone. Nobody spawned in. 0 seconds is
Just for
0
Army's
minutes
sake, I'll
in.
just say the Nocturne passive is still live.
It is spray and pray now. Okay, it was just the, I believe, contaminate or whatever
It was
not being
rat-a-tat,
expunged. It's
spray-
still what sounds
yeah.
wrong.
Oh, baby.
Ooh, looks like this game I can actually see Depressing Yak when he's invisible. He's not going to show up as always being solid. Very nice. Looks like AllOneLane's going to just start into this brush. That's not the lane your team is brush. Get in the mid lane. Alright, they just get a ward and they're going to go back to their respective starting points. MSAM actually gets a little bit of a late start here. They're not going to find anything. It looks like this is a very funny red buff here as we have a bunch of laughter going on. I don't see what's funny about just standing here, but you know, I guess AllOneLane just has different tastes when it comes to the red brush.
Yeah, it looks like they're just gonna give him a nice hard leash on red, and there's gonna be a standard leash on blue, and it's all gonna... It's interesting that no one has done any chickens or raptors buff either game. Graves is...
It doesn't seem like these are two junglers that like the new stuff. See, sometimes I still have the urge to start Gromp when I jungle. I don't like doing the new things. It just feels wrong. And Depressing Yak's gonna hit the chickens as he walks by. I'm guessing he just has what most F1 players have. He just has his Q kind of taped down. His stun's not gonna land, but MSAM's still gonna take some auto attacks from Hero Termina. The Green Boy's got chunked out a lot.
Wow, super chunk on that.
Rainuker's already able to just kind of walk up and get his Gravity and Dying proc off onto like a slot, same as last game, even though he was against a different top laner.
What are you doing?
It's just going the same. Emma seems not able to walk up here for the farm, but he still has a decent enough farm lead.
What? Do you wanna
He's gonna
watch?
take a good amount of damage here.
You like that?
There goes his potion. The shielding from Barbie's not. It's coming out a little late. The stun's gonna connect on Emma. He's gonna have to flash away. Ignite from Green Boy's gonna force that to happen. You know, it looks like the first. It looks like during that large trade, the first gank happened top lane. Here, we're back to the fighting down here. Barbie's naughty might go down. Flash and heal dropped. Not a very big farm game for the bot laners. Looks like it's gonna keep being a lane where the action happens until somebody dies. And Ænima is gonna back. Already has no summoner spells. I don't see it happening much, but if Ænima United's bot lane ever pushes out, that's gonna be a free gank for Depressing Yak. Looks like Depressing Yak's gonna try to get in here on Springfield. Might happen. No, I'm just gonna walk away. Ooh, and Rainuker actually gets the blade, gets the block. Gets this nice light trade on a hung like a sloth. Oh, his shield is not in time. He's still getting some nice trading done up there. Unlike a sloth has 2 biscuits, so it's gonna be a while before any harass results in a kill or a summoner spell. So unlike a sloth, Rainuker's got the lane in a really good spot for him. He's got a CS lead. And it's shoving into him in a spot where he's just gonna stay completely safe and Depressing Yak. Especially if unlike a sloth's forces like to farm it with his barrels like that, that's just gonna keep it shoved right in. Actually, got to give props to Springfield here. Keeping up in CS with an Annie mid lane is not an easy task. And he is only 1 behind right now. Pretty classic slow go for this game's. Looks like lane has come up here for Ænima United. This is Depressing Yak's chance. Green Boy is about to have Ignite up. He does have Magical Journey now. He can easily get the setup going on here. Namasame's not going to have Summoners for a bit. Barbie's not. He only has the Exhaust. Looks like Depressing Yak's going for it, running straight down to the bot lane. And here we go. Green Boys goes for the flash. The root's gonna land on MSA. The Ignite comes out and Exhaust dropped. First Blood's gonna go to Depressing Yak. And they're gonna still go for Barbie's Naughty. Hero of Termina's gonna pick it up with the 4th shot. Unlike a Sloth's on the wrong end of Rainuker here. Ares Fearless is here. He's level 5, but there's a huge minion wave. He can't get any auto attacks to land. Unlike a Sloth's gonna be forced to flash out. But AllOneLane's gonna try to pick up this Infernal Drake. This is not what you want if you are on Ænima United. Evelyn, Annie, and a Jhin picking up an Infernal Drake is just a recipe for disaster for their team. Looks like they're also gonna go in here and try to steal this blue buff. That is actually quite a bit for them to pick up. Depressing Yak gets a blue buff, gets a kill. Hero Terminate gets a kill, and they pick up an Infernal Drake for their play bot lane. Very worth the 3-4 summoners they blew. Looks like Rhinuker uses teleport to get up top lane. As a farm move, he can shove this in fast enough, he can force hung like a sloth to use his teleport as well. He gets himself a decent enough advantage here. Blue Buff's gonna go to Kid of Fire. Depressing Yak still not level 6. Once again, Ares Fearless ahead of him in the EXP game. He's only one camp away, but Ares Fearless is gonna have hit level 6 before even picking up his buff here. And looks like Ænima United, they're still shoving in this wave down here. Not a good thing for them to do. They do have their summoner spells back up, but I don't. Yeah, Emma Same is still not scaled up to the point where he is able to handle a 3-man bot lane. Looks like Hero of Termina might be going Lethality Jhin. It's exciting. Emma Same gonna just kind of walk away from that engage. Pretty obvious walk up there, but not able to get much except a little bit of zoning action. Springfield's actually got a decent CS lead now in the mid lane. Kid of Fire's been trying to hold the stun, so he's not farm that he would normally pick up. Emma Same's getting chunked out pretty hard. Fourth shot's up, but he's not gonna be able to get the shot off. This lane is just still super painful for Ænima United. Green Boys is gonna get that Tri-Brush Ward, so even though Ares Fearless is here, they're gonna know before he goes for anything. And they see him doing his Gromp, and they see him he's scoring the ward. Now, he does have a Blast Cone there. Flash stun from Kid of Fire. The double exhaust come out, but here's Depressing Yak. Springfield lets the flash away, but he's still going to go down. Kid of Fire is going to pick that up with a Tibber Slap. 3 summoner spells mid lane onto Springfield. He's going to pop both of his and die. Mid lane now is now the free lane for Depressing Yak to gank and get fed off of. Yeah, it does seem that the team labels are on our own side, but that is unfortunately something that Chris is going to have to take care of as he's one streaming. Rhinuker's getting chunked out by Hum like a sloth. He flashes away. He's still alive. Minion bolts are going at him. Oh, and he doesn't get the auto attack on the Hum like a sloth. And he does go down to the Gragas chugging. Very close fight up top lane. Could be easily gone the other way. Emma Same's getting beaten out here. He does get the spray and pray off. Green Boy's is in a bad spot. He's gonna die in the middle of the wall. Ares Fearless is gonna try to pick up the kill with his ult, but it's not gonna do any. He's gonna go down to the expunge, and he's gonna pick up Green Boys, or not Green Boys, sorry, Hero of Termina. Hero of Termina's not even gonna try to heal to get away from that. Looks like the next dragon is actually a mountain. If you're Ænima United here, you definitely want to try to pick up this mountain drake. It definitely gives you a much clearer win condition if you're not able to pull off the fights. Springfield's gonna take some damage, gonna return some damage, actually return a little bit more than he took. No summoners are still for both mid laners, but he knows Depressing Yak's in the area. He's just gonna play it chill. Actually now has Green Boys in the river here. They might go for the dive. He doesn't have his ult. The Green Boys does not have the Tempered Fate up to stop the tower from killing his team. Still would be a bit of a risky play. Here he comes in for Springfield. He doesn't get the stun, but he does slow. Kid of Fire's not gonna drop the Tabers. Might have been able to pick that up. But a questionable play, he's going to keep the Tibbers up for the next time Depressing Yak's going to be able to walk around. Or the next time Springfield steps a little too far up and he has his stun ready. Here comes a pressing Yak, gonna land the ultimate onto Springfield. Springfield's gonna get ulted by Rhynuker, but still gonna drop the Kid of Fire. And MSAM's gonna flash away. Barbie's not, he's playing a bit far back for MSAM. They're a bit desynced in the spot lane. Looks like a fight's gonna happen on Ares Fearless. He's gonna get some damage. If he's gonna dash in, maybe not the best idea. I don't think a slot's gonna get taunted by Rhynuker under tower and take a lot of damage. He's gonna be able to return some of it. Nothing's gonna happen on that big fight that happened down bot. Unlike a sloth, it's chunked out by Rhynuker, but he's able to trade a lot back. Rhynuker's almost down. He throws the ultimate. He launches Rhynuker straight into him for the auto attack. Unlike a sloth, losing the farm game still, but definitely managing to show Rhynuker that he's a dominant top laner, and he's not going to lose to a Shen. Maybe if Shen just had one less nerf on him, Rhynuker would be able to just outskill this lane, but it's not enough. Unlike a sloth has the Gragas mechanics down, and Gragas is still a strong enough champion to make anything he wants happen. It looks like here, oh, stun's gonna land onto Barbie's Naughty. Hero of Termina's gonna take a good amount of damage from him. Saying the portal is up for Hero of Termina to just run away. He takes a good amount of damage from the Contaminate as he's going through the portal. Looks like Hero of Termina's gonna try to pick up the Youmuu's first item while the same's gonna get the Bork. Here comes the curtain call. Same gets ignited, but here is a depressing Yak. Amasame's gonna drop there, and now Barbie's Naughty is in a really bad spot. Flashes up, but it's not gonna be able to go off there. And Depressing Yak's gonna get that kill, and now the Mountain Drake's up. And once again, Ares Fearless is on the wrong half of the map. They might be able to pick up this Mountain Drake. They are going for it. Springfield is starting to rotate down with Ares Fearless, and Hero of Termina is not on this yet. They don't have the damage yet. Kid of Fire's on the backside. He might be able to come in here for the Tibbers. They are stunned. The flash comes out. Tibbers hit Ares Fearless, but Springfield's gonna pop Green Boys. Now, Kid of Fire's inside of the Victor ultimate. He's gonna die for it. Springfield has to run from Tibbers though, and it looks like they can AllOneLane can still pick up that Mountain Drake, but it's going to cost them a little bit. Couple return kills. Springfield getting fed's not what you're gonna want here. I guess it is better than MSM getting fed once again, but still gonna be rough if that AoE damage is strong. Looks like Hero of Termina does have the Youmuu's finished. I'm assuming that pickaxe will go into an Edge of a Night if he's gonna stick with lethality. He could just have it for the move speed and take it into an Infinity Edge though. Blade of the Ruined King, he is finished for MSAME. That's a huge power spike for Twitch. Ever since those Bork changes, it's much stronger in the bot lane against other bot laners. Oh, there goes my camera. Looks like Springfield's going to be able to pick up Ares Fearless' blue buff. Without the patience running down, even though Ares Fearless kept knocking it away and causing its patience to just drain. Even the jungle camps don't like that Graves has a knockback on his auto attacks. They're just losing their patience with this game. Still strong trading coming out from Green Boys and Hero of Termina. MSA and Barbie's Naughty aren't even able to walk up. If only they were able to freeze the spot lane, MSA would be getting absolutely nothing. But it looks like Ares Fearless is down here. Hero of Termina's gonna use the Youmuu's. There's the spray and pray and the collateral damage, but heal is gonna be popped from Hero of Termina. And a connect to Wild Growth. Maybe not the best time for it, but they're gonna try to get some more to the Hero of Termina under tower. And hello, stream. I am back. I seem to have had a bit of a connection issue, and I will have to load back into the spectate here. And it looks like I missed quite a bit according to the stream. All one lanes seem to have a huge kill and tower lead going for them at this point. Managed to turn around the fight in the bot lane after it was going in Ænima United's favor. They also are getting some huge pressure onto the top lane. And I am now back into this. It looks like here Termina is going to be sent top lane to try to deal with the right nuker. He is definitely strong enough to do it. He's got the swiftness boots, he has the yellow moves, he's going to just get his 4th shot blocked, but Green Boys is going to hit the... Ooh, that is not something you wanted to sidestep Ryan Nuker. And Ryan Nuker is going to get taken out by the pressing yak. Sidestepping the Bard out there just means you're stuck there without your tower. You walk into it, you at least get a little bit more time to stay alive. Unlike a sloth, they do pick up the towers in the top lane here. They have 4 members top lane for AllOneLane. If MSAIM can just stay bot and pick up farming, it's unlike a sloth though, it's gonna go. It could still go in Ænima United's favor. Flash comes out and he is gonna... Ares Fearless is gonna get just blown up by a kid of fire. Even without a Thunderlord, and he has just an absurd amount of burst. Looks like they're gonna rotate around for the mid lane now. It's the only lane that still has towers up until you reach inhibitors. Looks like that play here's gonna just be to go for this mid lane tower. Maybe try to pick up a kill here onto Springfield. Nice flash by Springfield, but Unlike a Slot's gonna do the follow flash. Ryan Nuker ults him. He does have a really nice sidestep on the Gragas ult and picks up 2 kills. Unlike a Sloth's on the retreat now. Ryan Nuker manages to pick up the taunt onto Green Boys and takes the portal before he does. Green Boys flashes out, but winds up giving a triple kill to Springfield. Ryan Nuker's chasing Hero Terminator down. He might be able to keep going for this. Ryan Nuker doesn't have the taunt up just yet. He takes a bit too much damage from towers, and Wild Growth is popped. MSAIM flashes forward, but doesn't have the range. Ryan Nuker does not drop. Neither does Springfield. Very close on those tower damages, but nice calculations to keep themselves alive. It was a great turnaround fight for Ænima United. Unlike a Sloth is still in here though, so they might not be able to pick up this tower. The Polymorph, the Exhaust. Unlike a Sloth's on the run. So I'm like, oh, okay, I'm a bit behind. Alright, I'll speed it up. What the heck? Jump this to live. Boom. Virus goes boom yet again. What the heck is going on? Oh, my spectate. Oh, AllOneLane's gonna pick themselves up another dragon here. I really want this to stop freezing every time I have to catch up. Alive here. Okay, should be about. Nope. Stop freezing. Right here. They go for the pick on the Barbie's naughty. They're not gonna get it. Barbie's naughty's gonna manage to get away. I should be about caught up now. I cannot, unless my spectators completely died and I cannot get any, it will not get any more forward. It's just freezing occasionally and falling behind. It's just a little bit of extra challenge for me. I have to keep, it just keeps freezing, so I have to speed it up and then cast at 2 times speed. I'm sure I can manage. And looks like they're gonna go for the Baron here on AllOneLane. They are gonna pick it up. Now they're gonna rotate again for the mid lane towers. Here. And that is not what you need. AllOneLane gets the pick onto the jungler, and they're going for the mid tower now. Definitely gonna be able to pick that up. And here comes the team fight. And that's just a beautiful frozen League of Legends right there. Well, you guys are going to be able to watch this team fight at your own leisure. I will be restarting my spectate yet again. Hopefully this time it actually winds up working. Well, it seems like I am not going to be able to make it back for this casting. So it's going with Crazy Chris, my casting duo still being away. It might be silent for the rest of the game. I will keep trying this, but it looks like all one lane has such a dominant lead that this game might not last long. Looks like all one lane's gonna get the win for game 3. 2-1 in this series. I believe both teams were without a win at this point, so it's gonna be the first win that they get for this. I think for this, just for the tournament so far. Very nicely done. Great rotations. Getting the you know in bot lane. They took over top lane. They took down mid lane. They took everything off the map, and they just won the game. Yeah, my MVP definitely has to be the League of Legends client here. You know, not letting me spec it at the right time. Then all the Baron buffs being about 200 range off of where the actual champions were, and the visuals slowly getting worse until I have to restart, and then not letting me spectate. Definitely my MVP for this series.
It sounds like it was a little bit of a tough go, but
Bit
these things
bit
do
of real
happen.
life, bit of technical difficulties. It
And
happens.
if anyone really wants, I can make it up to you guys. I know it was poor quality, and I'm not really a fan of that kind of thing. But these things happen, and we'll work it out with management, and I'll make it up to you guys personally. But victory goes to, you know,
It goes to all one lane.
Fred. Just a quick note that your mic is a little laggy, and
Everything messing up now. Great.
and
Give me one moment. I should not be lagging too much.
all right. Well,
Discord.
Fred, apologize again for all of that. We'll just get our MVP ready, and we'll explain everything to the MVP and everyone at home all in one shot. What do you say?
Well, we have to give it an MVP for the overall series, which winds up just they didn't have a game one, so it's whose performance for all one lane for game 2 and 3. It's kind of tough for me to say. I feel like overall, I want to give my MVP to Green Boys.
I actually was thinking Green Boys as well. He really did play exceptionally well, but I mean, the sub in for their main AD carry really popping off is something that you can't really like. Everyone got their like Kid of Fire got to mid lane where he likes to be on Annie, a nice solid champion, tons of burst damage. I didn't get to comment on much, but I was here watching, and um, AllOneLane really pulled it together. The second game to really make it a definitive win, despite the technical difficulties, the setback, the delay, and all the above things that happen with this game. Um, but I think I'll agree with you and chat. I liked Green Boy's play. Super, really accurate on Thresh, especially towards the later half of the second game, or first game rather, and saved a lot of people's lives with those lantern plays. But you can't underestimate the Evelyn play. Super aggressive, tons of ganks early on. Um,
I am not able to check the advanced details right now, but I know for game 2, Green Boys had by far the most warding coverage. He saved so many people's lives. He hit so many good hooks. That his thresh was just phenomenal that game. Coming into the last game, his Bard, he was able to just completely shut MS team out of laning phase. Did not allow any farm to go off. Just kept playing forward, getting the Qs, throwing some auto attacks, stepping back, and just letting his ADC Hero of Termina just completely crush the lane.
yeah.
He even more and the Evelyn.
Alright, well, seems like you cut out a little bit there at the end. I missed your last statement. But I am going to have to say, I think Green Boys deserves to come up here and to say his piece for his MVP for at least the game's plays on Bard and Thresh, and just accurate with the CC necessary for great team fights. So if Green Voice is available to move on into, uh, you know, general.
Not on in AllOneLane.
Nope. Well, let's pull Kid a fire and maybe see if Kid.
In here.
Yeah. Hey Kid.
How's it going?
Hey bud. How are you?
Great.
So first, I just want to apologize for all the technical difficulties of the false starts. A little bit on everyone's end. It was a little bit jarring to say the least. So I apologize for that.
That's okay.
We'll work on it. I'm still new to streaming on someone else's stuff, and I did try really hard before this to get everything set up, but things happen. But what can you tell me about the games? The games. What can you tell me?
Well, the first game we actually played, in that one, I mean, we had a clear goal, but we kind of just got caught up in the mid game. Ended up, kind of giving that one away almost. The second game, when we picked our champions, we came in with a very clear mindset, and we finally, I guess to say, kind of formed together and made a lot of great plays. I mean, Evelyn was all over the place, and that Bard was spot on. And all I had to do was follow up. My team carried me.
What more can you really ask for as a team captain?
Exactly.
I mean, from one captain to another captain, I know it can be a little bit difficult getting your guys to, work together on some things. But you guys pulled together, and what was this week like leading up to this game for you and your team?
Is a lot of talking and going over our past games and saying, well, honestly, this is what's been going on. This is what we're doing. We've been trying to form a lot more synergy, a lot more, things together so that we can work together better. And we've definitely are showing that now. And I feel like every week we've been improving and improving, even though we've lost our previous games. I feel like people need to start looking out for us.
That's really exciting to hear, man.
It looks like behind everything that goes on, you've got a bit of a hype train going on with the admins and the moderators.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody's getting on board.
I like the sound of that. I mean, we were trash talked for a while, but we're pulling it back, and we're gonna bring it to anybody who wants to bring it to us.
What do you have to say to the rest of the teams in the league, or is there anything that you think you guys can improve on, or just a message to anyone out there, or all the above, really?
I mean, as far as improving, everybody can improve. I mean, we're all bronze, silver, and gold. That's this league, so there's always room for improvement. There's always room to do better. As far as a message to everybody else, especially those people who've trash talked us, you better watch out. We're coming.
Ooh, you better
Coming
watch
back
out,
with a
boys.
vengeance.
I like it. I like it a lot. I actually don't have the schedule up. Who's your next game, and when's your next game?
I'm not entirely sure, but I know that we're gonna bring it. So
All right, I'll get the victim right here.
Victim. Um.
Let's see the next one for AllOneLane. AllOneLane is against ESG next Sunday.
Should be a good one. Should be a good one. Unfortunately, we're gonna try and wrap this one up because it's been a long day. If we have to do
Yep.
like a if you guys want one of your scrims to be streamed, I can give you guys a stream on that. I don't know if that's like officially done by like XDawn or anything like that, but like I feel like I owe you guys a better stream quality than the one you guys received, so I'll do a little bit of that for you guys to make up, and it'll help me to get practice for the next time we do a dual esports stream.
all right, well then we'll keep in touch.
Thank you so much. I think that's gonna wrap it up for me. Fred, any last questions or comments, concerns?
I don't have much left for you guys. I will hype you up in the next Twitch chat for when you guys play.
Alright,
All right.
that's it. Thanks again, Kid of Fire.
No problem. All right, peace.
Thanks. Alright, that's gonna do it for both of us, Fred and I. Good games all around. Again, sorry for the technical difficulties, but we'll tighten the league up a little bit on that end. I'm Crazy Chris. Thanks again for watching, and with me today was.
And I am Fred Frederson. We will catch you guys on Tuesday, I believe, is the next game that will be streamed. We will have a reschedule for one of our matches. We will see you then.
Thanks again, guys. We're all set. Peace out.